Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Deziel and today I'm showing you how to do the pocket on the kids block. Before doing the pocket, we're going to start by modifying the pant block for kids that has the elastic all around. So the first thing to do is retracing your front pant because we're going to bring back the waist at the original level. Then depending on the elastic measurement that you place at the waist, mine was 3 centimeter, but the higher part is 3.25. So I'm going to drop my waist to the original position, the first 3.25 and 3 centimeter, and I'm going to trace from side seam to center front. Now from this line that is the original waist level, we're going to put a seam allowance towards the top. Here I'll place 1 centimeter. The next thing we'll do is to reduce the waist measurement because we don't want the elastic anymore. We want a half waistband. For today's example, I'm going to go 2 centimeter in at the waist and side seam. Then we're going to curve to connect this point with the hip notch. Now the pant is complete, so I'm going to cut all around. Now just to make sure that I'm not going to forget, we're going to do right away the front waistband. So take a stripe of paper that has to be at least twice the front waist measurement, and you're going to fold it on the center. From the fold line, you're going to trace a square line on one side. Then we're going to trace a parallel line that should be exactly what we remove from the pant. So here I had the 3.25 and the 3 centimeter. Then you trace another square line. Since you want to be able to sew it with the new pant, you're going to put a seam allowance towards the bottom. Then for the length of that waistband, you're going to take the measurement on the pant, but without the seam allowance at the center front. For this one, I have 14.75. The last thing we're going to do is close the box, square with one of the line. Now you could open your pattern and make a notch at the center line, the side that you have the seam allowance. The reason why I asked you to do the complete waistband for the front is because your grain line should be placed in this direction. And this waistband is going to be cut one time. Now it's time to trace the opening that you want. I'm going to show you with a round opening, but it would be the same thing if it's an angle one or even a square one or any other style that you wish. When I did the pocket for women, I was telling you to check the opening size to see if it's big enough. So to put your hand just like if you would do it in a pocket. But when you do for kids, you could use 3 fingers to test the size of the opening. Now just as a reference, this one, the measurement on the top part or the waist is 6.5 and towards the bottom it's about 7.5 centimeter. So these are the measurement that I will be using, the 6.5 centimeter at the waist and 7.5 down at the side seam. Remember that this block has the seam allowance already included, so put your measurement on the seam line. Now the next thing that we will do is just to trace to connect both of these measurements. Next thing we will do is trace the pocket bag. So we'll use the 3 finger, we place it inside the opening just like that, and you're going to put a reference about 1.5 centimeter further down, and the same thing at the horizontal, so about 1.5 further. Then you're going to trace 2 lines, the first one parallel to the grain line touching the reference for the width of the pocket bag. Then the second one we're going to trace it square with that new line touching the bottom reference or the length of the pocket bag. Now here, if you notice, I did not go all the way because I like to curve it and bring it a little bit higher on the side seam so your pocket bag has more movement. trace a line, curve going up, and the line should be like a stretch S shape. Now if I could give you a measurement from the bottom of the pocket bag, you're going to go up about 3.5 centimeters. Now we're almost done. What we're missing here on the plan is only a seam allowance parallel to the opening. Now you're going to take two little pieces of paper big enough to trace the pocket bag piece, and you're going to just put them under the plan. I'm going to pin the 3 layers together. Now I almost forgot, but if you want to be able to overlock your pocket bag in one time, we're going to have to curve a little bit the corner where you did the 90-degree, just like that. Now it's time to retrace. So take your tracing wheel and trace the pocket bag itself and the opening, the top line of the opening. Now before to separate your piece, I'm going to ask you to trace your 2 layers at the bottom, exactly following the contour of the pant at the waist and at the side seam. Now you could separate your paper. Keep your 2 pocket bag pieces together. Then you're going to cut only the pocket bag bottom. Then separate your 2 pocket bag. Now you're going to take one of the 2 pocket bag, place it under your plan exactly at the original position, then pin them together. The next thing to do will be to cut right on the seam allowance line of the opening. And what we just did is the best way for you to have the exact same shape and measure on both pattern pieces that are going to be sewn together. Now to complete the pattern piece, we're going to put the grain line parallel with the straight line. Each one is going to be cut 2 times, but to do the simple pocket like this one that I showed you, the pocket bag that has the opening that's going to be sewn with the front is cut in like a little cotton, and the back part, so the biggest part of the pocket bag, is cut in self fabric. So that's it, your pattern is finished for this little pocket. But before to let you go, I want to show you what I do sometimes to eliminate useless pattern piece when I do simple modification like this pocket. In that case, the pattern piece that you don't have to redo is the front pant itself. I would do the 2 pocket bag piece just like I show you, but I would keep my front as it is all in one piece without cutting the corner. Then on the fabric, I would cut my basic pant all the way up with the corner. Here I would layer 2 self fabric and 2 lining or pocketing, and I would cut the big lining piece. Then you take the 2 pocket bags that are in lining or in pocketing, you place them over your front, just like that. Then take the small pocket bag, the one with the opening, place it over. And this is where I'm going to remove the opening for both layers, the pocketing and my front pant. Now again, you see that it's going to be very accurate because you cut both layers that are sewn together in the same time. And when you did the pocket bag, you also cut them in the same time. So this way, it's as accurate as doing the pattern. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I see you next time.